What is up, guys? Wraith here, Graybearded Gaming. We are back on our little buddy Stink, and we are still in our caves. Now, the only feedback we got was that it might be Sarnak port time. So what we're going to do, as you can see, we're nice and beat up at the moment because we buffed up, we threw on some regen, we cannibalized ourselves back to full. Actually, when we logged in on the other side, we killed a little Ixar Manslayer who was sitting there on the other side. But what our battle strategy is going to be, as soon as we get everything topped back off over here, we are going to make a mad dash through the Goblin Caves. I've actually done a little bit of homework, but at least this time I know basically once we hit the ground running and we start tearing through these caves, the main idea will be basically to stay to the left. So as soon as we come to our first kind of intersection, we take a left. It'll take us to another T, left, and even when we break out of the tunnels finally, we will be breaking out to the left-ish. And then what we'll do, my plan from there is, because we will most likely have aggro, is we will make a mad dash straight across to Feronia Vi, because we should be able to make that run with or so. I think that we should be okay. Instead, we can bob and weave along as we go. Now, of course, what I am going to do before I start merrily training through the tunnels is I will do like an out of character. I'll see if anybody is actually around first and let them know what I plan to do so I don't accidentally train anybody. But first off, like I said, we're fully buffed. Well, not most. Well, we'll throw in one more buff, throw in like some stamina, some armor class, throw in another buff or so, we'll regen back up, and then we'll make a mad dash. So stick around, guys, and we'll check out our trollish sprinting skills when we return. I'll be right back. So needless to say, that was not how I envisioned that going in my mind. Not at all. Ugh. So I started to get really nervous when I crested over that one spot and I didn't immediately see the river. And that's when I realized I had actually swung too far to my left. And it was just confirmed when I started passing through the ruin, once I started seeing the West Cabalist thing. I had honestly couldn't quite figure out why I couldn't quite get far enough away from them where they couldn't keep zapping me, which was the big thing. Because, I mean, even if they had so, when you stopped, I should have been able to get away from them before they could keep shooting me. So we'll just say that that did not go entirely to plan, or nearly at all to plan. It's time to come up with a new strategy and figure out how to get my corpse, which is now all the way near the zone into. That's the other thing that's frustrating. We were actually so close because I know as soon as you get near that like kind of like the little mini lake pond thing, once you start running up the river there, like you were super close to getting across to the zone line. So yeah, you know that's the best laid plans as they say, and that one did not go our way at all. I really thought we were going to make that there towards the end. I mean, a few times even stopped, managed to get a couple heals just to make sure that we kept things rolling in the right direction. But I think maybe huh. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think what we'll have to do most likely to make this a much more survivable encounter is I might have to wait around and see if I can't get some pretty stocky buffs, or maybe get holler around and see, do I have any guild members, maybe, or anybody that I know that is anywhere near Lake of Ill-Omen or Veroni of Eye that can, maybe get me res, even if it's a non-experienced res, to get back to my corpse. We shall see how that goes. But yeah, give me a little while on this one, guys, because I'm gonna have to figure out the plan here. This one's gonna take a bit. This was, yeah, that did not go to plan at all. Okie dokie, gang. We just passed our corpse. You can see I've got it right there on target. We have passed our corpse. But we're going to zone to run off any aggro that we might have remaining before we start trying to mess with the body. We ran the exact same route we did last time. However, as you can see in the window over here, and I don't know why I didn't think of this the first time. I'm sure I'm going to catch it in the comments. And I deserve it. That's fine. I know I deserve it. I don't know why I didn't think to try to just root one of them off in the tunnel. But in this case, I actually thought about it. I rooted the two casters. When I got to the top of the tunnel exit, I think there was one more warrior. I rooted him and just took off running. So, and we have zoned. That thing wants to kill me, but we're right here. We should be safe. Like, sit over here, get some hit points, get some mana back, and then hopefully when I get back out there, there'll be nothing at my corpse. So, as I was saying, like I said, I did the exact same route, same plan. The other thing that I was actually very fortunate is a very nice cleric did come through and gave me nicer buffs than I could cast on myself, which did help with the run. As you can see, I mean, I did take some hits. It wasn't a home free run by any stretch of imagination, but the buffs helped out a lot. Red-headed spider chicks, love it. That thing would totally annihilate me. Actually, that one's not too bad. I remember like almost all these things are casters though, but there's also some really huge ones. So we're not going to mess around with the dragonids at the moment. But let's we should be really home free. There should not be any gore goblins camping our little green corpse at the moment. Let's get over here. Apparently we want to take a bath. We have just tainted your river. Take troll. Now we can walk back down here and go find our sexy trollish corpse, which at least was in an area that I'm very familiar with, so I'm not having to run around and ask if anybody's seen it, because there it is in all of its glory. One Stinky the troll corpse. Hiya! Give me all my stuff. What is that? I think that's an XR. I think that's, yeah, that's a player. Yeah, I'm good. Okay. Have to take off from that one. But yeah, so we are here. Oh, apparently getting buffs. We got all of our stuff back. Got an apparently stronger spirit of the wolf than we had ourselves. And some levitate action. But yeah, so we have our corpse back. We are now in the Lake of Ill-Omen. And we can try to get ourselves into a little bit of trouble out here. One thing we will have to be careful with is, of course, getting ourselves killed again. Yeah, getting like super big kid buffs. Because he is way cooler than we are. Oh man. So now the big question is do we strike out for adventure? Because here's actually the thing. I do have to be, full disclosure as to what happened. My whole corpse run unfortunately took a very long time. It took a very, very long time. We waited around trying to get some buffs, trying to get anything that would help us on the corpse run before we took off. Basically, I know if I was I don't know anybody else who watches Zade's channel, the one I linked a couple things back. What they're, of course, one again his is the one and done, but like they're actually talking about just a one and done guild, like a super hardcore guild, like you can't even get buffs from other people. And I'm like, yeah, no, I would not have even been able to make this corpse run without doing that, because again, throwing those cleric buffs on, I think is the only reason I made it without taking massive hits from those goblins. But we are here. We have made it. Except we are now buffed the bejesus belt, which is super cool. But we are in the Lake of the Ill-Omen officially. But yeah, like I said, as I was saying, and when I flashed the bottom of the screen, it actually took me somewhere in the neighborhood. That corpse run actually took me somewhere in the neighborhood of about an hour and a half, unfortunately, which really kind of sucks. Just again trying to get above. I knew that if I just tried to straight up run it, period, this was just not going to go well. It was not going to go well at all. We needed to go at this prepared. It was a long hike. At the same time, we don't have invis, so let's get a couple of spells that can hopefully help us out. A couple of buffs, I should say. I actually tried to see if I could get a round of druid buffs to start with, just thinking that if I get a high enough druid, get a really nice sow, things like that, that we could try to get some stuff done, and then on the same token, maybe say, hey, can I get an invis and just see how long the invis would last to help with the run. But again, we are here. There should be all kinds of fair game for us out here between the goblins and some other things. We'll be pretty timid, I should say, to start with, and not get too far away from somewhere that we can zone unless we're able to catch ourselves a group. But I think we're going to pick up the action here next time, guys. We are here. We're at the Lake of Ill-Omen. We'll try for the Sarnak Fort. That was one big recommendation we had in the chat. So we will absolutely try for that. Again, I apologize. There wasn't a ton of action this time. I didn't expect to spend most of my session as a dead man. Or dead troll, I should say, this time around. But it's not going to stop us from seeking some adventure next time around. As always, guys, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like, comment, maybe subscribe down below. We do love to hear from you guys. We do try to act on what you tell us to do. It could be pretty cool. As always, if we catch you in game, or fair to chat, fair to group, do whatever. That's awesome. But we're going to call it a night with that, and camp out and try to save up some of these nice buffs for the next time we're actually able to play. But until next time, guys, stay safe, stay distant, stay in EverQuest. Even with as bad as this particular night was running, I'd still would rather be here than almost anywhere else. We'll see you guys next time. Night, guys.